going on, Jerome's beautiful, glorious Monday. Birds are chirping and stuff, and it's time for another Vikings news dump. So, of course, the Vikings beat the greasy, grimy Green Bay Packers, which, I don't know. Like, I explained it on the live streams and the winners and losers video yesterday. I didn't see this as a hyped-up, big-time game. I saw it as an important game that the Vikings had to win, which they did, but I don't know. I feel like the Vikings just have bigger fish to fry this year. And, sweeping the Packers, it's fantastic. 14-2 is great, but 4 more wins. One at a time, go 1-0, 4 more games, and you're good to go. All right, so the Vikings and Lions got to flex the Sunday Night Football. The low-energy Detroit Lions play on Monday night tonight, and, of course, Dan Campbell. So he was asked earlier in the week if and when the Vikings beat the Packers, if he would rest his starters on Monday Night Football against San Francisco, because the game wouldn't matter. Everything, if the Vikings won, everything would come down to Week 18 anyway. Campbell said this, quote, I'll make this easy. Oh, sorry. I got to talk like Hulk Hogan. I'll make this easy for everybody. The way all the critics can jump out and start attacking. But that way you don't have to debate them anymore. Actually, he sounds more like Jesse Ventura than Hulk Hogan. He does. We're bringing everything we got to this game, and we are playing. I don't care what it looks like and where it's at and who's that. We're going to play. We're going out to play and win this game on the West Coast, so there you go. Dan Campbell is not seeing the forest through the trees here. He has been given this glorious golden opportunity to rest his starters late in the season and before the biggest game of the Lions season, right? Because the winner gets the 1 seed in the NFC North. The loser is the 5 seed, right? Loser has to go on the road the very next week against the 4 seed, probably going to be the Buccaneers or the Rams, right? Now, I understand that Campbell wants to be tough and and all that stuff, but beyond the obvious of he's flirting with disaster when it comes to injuries, and the Lions have not had good injury luck this season, but also it's a short week. Like Monday night to Sunday night, you get a couple extra hours, sure, but it's a short week. So the normal wear and tear, 60 car crashes for these players, and then they got to get their bodies ready to go late in the season after a full year of getting beat up. I mean, they're missing out on this huge competitive advantage because the Vikings played a tough game against the Packers in the late window on Sunday. Right, except they get a full week, and now you have a short week, and you're going to put your players through all of these car crashes for no reason. It doesn't gain you anything, right? And I know you could say, well, it's like in the playoffs, and if the team that has the bye, they lose because they get rusty, and it's better to play every week. This is not that situation. It just straight up is not. But I don't know. Of course, Dan Campbell's going to do his thing. I don't know, man. But again, you do not root for injuries at all. And I frankly hope that the Lions come out of this as healthy as they can be. But it's just really stupid on Dan Campbell's part. And Campbell walks that very thick line between courageousness and stupidity. But we'll see. Someone that is not stupid. Slinging Sam Darnold, a.k.a. America's quarterback. I love the way that I'm the largest J.J. McCarthy supporter in the world, but the way that Darnold walked into that locker room after his interview with Tom Brady, getting sprayed with water, putting Harrison Phillips and company, putting Darnold up on his shoulders, and then singing 50's Many Men. I mean, he had to feel something, right? And it's like the whole Kirk Chains thing. I mean, Kirk Chains was fun. They ain't doing this, right? This team loves Sam Darnold. Sam Darnold loves this team. And I think there's a reason why at every interview he says that he hopes to stay here. There's nowhere else he'd rather be. I think he's laying that groundwork. And the more I think about it, the more I'm a believer. Whether it's also, I love Kevin McConnell just watching like a proud parent. Just like, this is the culture that I built. And I love it. It's pretty freaking awesome, man. It's really great. But the thing about Darnold, so 4,000 yards, 35 touchdowns, 13 games with 100-plus quarterback rating, which is one off the NFL record. We won't talk about who holds the record at 14. But this is not just garbage time, empty calorie, stat stuffing numbers. This is Darnold taking the offense, driving down the field, putting up crooked numbers, and also in the clutch. Like when you need a big time play, he will give you a big time. Plus, look at this chart. Glorious. Just looking really. 33 of 43, 77%. 377. Season high. It's really good. And also, Darnold, first quarterback in NFL history to record 14 wins his first season with the team. Also set the team record for most wins as a starter in a season. Remember, 98, Brad Johnson started a couple games before Randall Cunningham took over. And it's just, this is what you've been waiting for, right? I think that J.J. McCarthy could be the guy, but could is the operative word. Sam Darnold is a top 5 franchise quarterback right now. And yeah, a lot of it depends on what happens in the playoffs. I mean, but Darnold is making this decision very tough, and he can make this decision impossible at the end of the day. Like, Darnold goes out, shows well, takes the Vikings to the NFC title game, takes them to a Super Bowl, wins the Super Bowl MVP, you're signing him long term, no matter what happens, right? And the Vikings have bought in. I love that. About 2 seconds after it happened, like their Twitter header and profile picture were just Darnold getting doused with water. Let's turn that into champagne. 4 more wins. That can be champagne, baby. That's right. And Slinging Sammy, getting some love from Tom Brady, even though Brady was trashing him the entire game. It's whatever. What does LFG stand for? But this partnership has borne fruit. This season is a lot of fun. And like I said at the top, normally we would just be bouncing off the walls Packers week. And I don't chalk it up to the oddity of, Christmas week. But like I said, I think it's just that we have bigger fish to fry. And there's more to take care of. And guess what? 9 straight wins? Fine, make it 10. Make it 11. Make it 12. Make it 13. And hoist that Jerome Barty. I think we have a great chance to do that. Also, I love Jonathan Grenard just took to Twitter after the game, called out Tucker Kraft. Needed to. All right, so Tucker Kraft went low on a legalish play, taking out Pat Jones. Hopefully Jones will be good to go. Did not look good, right? And it's ironic because Tucker Kraft was also the one pissing and moaning about dirty Kirby Joseph, who we know, and we're going to see on Sunday. But Grenard said this: dude motion from 30 yards away to still cut him. Pathetic. Be a man. Block up high. NFL, get rid of this block, please. And it is interesting because, of course, Harrison Smith was called for a low block on, I think it was the drive right before, when he clearly hit the offensive lineman in the midsection. The offensive lineman pushed him down. This was Tucker Kraft straight up going below the knee. All right. And you could say, well, there's a limited strike zone. How are you supposed to take out a larger player? I mean, Patrick Jones and Tucker Kraft are about the same size. And I know that the cut block is very effective, especially in the open field for offensive players, but it's too much. Like, the cut block is designed for you to hit the defensive player in the thighs. Too many players take it way too low. And it's just like dirty Kirby Joseph, and Lions fans are like, every single safety does this. Now, they're taught to hit in the thighs, not below the knee, because guess what? If you go below the knee and the knee is flexed and the subject is moving or has that foot planted, then guess what? You hit it right at the knee. And that's when very bad things can happen if that foot is caught on the turf, right? So, obviously, there's things that the league needs to look at in terms of player safety. But other than that, like, is this a legal play by the letter of the law? Sure. Is it necessary? No, absolutely not. Again, Kraft could easily neutralize Patrick Jones by blocking him straight up, and Grenard was right to call him out. So love that. Something I also love is Cashman outside. How about that? MN Muse, the Vikings are now 13-0 when Blake Cashman plays, and of course, the 3 games that he missed, Lions, Rams, Colts, right? And the Lions and the Rams stick out because if they had Cashman, who patrols that middle, great against the run, great in coverage, great in leadership, getting that defense lined up, calling out the stunts in the games, maybe the Vikings are 16-0. It certainly could be that conversation. But, yes, he did miss the Lions game. They ran for $144 and 2. Amonra was terrorizing the middle as well. So having Cashman back is going to be huge. And Cashman, I know that Grenard and and AVG and Gilly, Aaron Jones and Sam Darnold get all the love in terms of free agent signings, Blake Cashman might be the most important player on the Vikings defense. And that's not hyperbole. And just in terms of his leadership, in terms of getting everything lined up, also production, 11 tackles and a sack and a half against Green Bay. He's just the freaking man. Very happy to have him for Detroit. Plus, I'm glad that Pace is back too. Pace did some really good things against Green Bay as well. Also, guy that stirs the drink on defense, Harrison Smith. So, it was kind of muted in terms of the celebration of Harrison Smith. Likely going to be his last year, and that was his last regular season game at US Bank Stadium. But the homages, the blah 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 blah, it wasn't there, because I think that everyone knows there's going to be 2 more home games for Harrison Smith. So the Vikings beat the Lions, secure the 1 seed, divisional round game at home, NFC Championship game at home. Then that'll be Harrison Smith's swan song at US Bank Stadium. Win one for Harrison. That's the whole mantra of the season, where it's winning it for Kyrie Jackson, rest in power, Randy Moss, sending Harrison Smith out a champion. That's the mandate right now. Also mandate, J.J. McCarthy chiming on in. I love this. I love that he stays active, whether he's at the game or not. And you could tell, like, from his social media posts on the Twitters and the Instagrams, like, he is dialed in, loves his team, loves the quarterbacks, loves Sam Darnold, loves his teammates, and just a very positive influence out there. Now, the better that Darnold plays and the further the Vikings go, that could muddy up the situation next year, but it is what it is, right? Circumstances change. I still believe McCarthy long term, but I mean, if he has to sit for another year, he sits for another year. We'll see what 1-4 does. Also, so the Falcons lost. Commies. So Kirk Cousins is 0-2 in Kirk Cousins Bowls, even though he didn't play against Washington. But I will say this. So first off, Michael Penix Jr. looked good. Like that laser touchdown to Kyle Pitts on 4th down. Come on, son. But I thought it was corny as hell when Kirk Cousins would wear his helmet on the sideline during preseason games. And I know it's so that he can hear the sideline communication from the play caller, and he can get those mental reps in there. But this is just stupid. Like, this is cringeworthy, and it looks... So there were several shots during Sunday Night Football where it showed Cousins on the sideline with his helmet on while Penix and the offense were out there. That's a bad look. You look like a spoiled brat and a bad teammate. You're just, is it my turn to go in? I'll go in now. Oh, how about now? And I know. It's like, I want to hear the sideline communication. Put the earpiece in like a normal backup quarterback. Like, if you're Raheem Morris, if you're Zach Robinson, tell him, knock this ish off. Optics matter just as much as anything else right now. And Penix is going to be the guy. How about you just sit here, or we're going to deactivate you? All right? Because not only does it look cringe, he's a straight up bad teammate for this look. Right? He has to know what this looks like. He's trying to show up Penix. There's no excuses. So, anyways, raw real rant. It's kind of fun. But, Vikings Lions Sunday night. It's a business trip. It's what it is. Like, I know that people are hyping this up. Oh, the game of the year, the game of the regular season, the game of the whatever. It's just a game. We're going to go out there. We're going to whoop somebody's ass. The defense is going to get after Jared Goff. They're going to shut down Jahmyr Gibbs. Monter St. Brown ain't going to get open in the middle because they got Cashman now. And guess what? Offensively, bombs over Baghdad. Over that depleted, decrepit, low-energy Detroit Lions defense, Jefferson, Addison, Hockenson, Jalen Speedy Naylor, Aaron Jones, Cam Akers, C.J. Ham, and slinging Sam Darnold. Go put up numbers, man. We'll just go from there. But your thoughts are thoughts. That's not the one. Oh, that's the one I want. Your thoughts are thoughts. Beautiful Monday. You guys are the best. You know what to do. Skull. Production value.